So a few months ago, I was approached by a subscriber who I had also previously done an SEO audit for on their website. And they had two identical websites. And they were identical in the sense that they were both of the same niche. They were both in the same niche, but one website was doing better than the other website. And the other website was actually going down. And one website had sustained its rankings through the years, let's say, and was even ranking well after the Google Helpful Content update. But the other website wasn't doing so well after the Helpful Content update, which is when this person had contacted me, if I'm not mistaken. And at that point, they'd asked me to do an audit, so I did an audit, and that improved the website, I assume, to some extent. But then I was approached again, and this person was also into SEO, and a very senior SEO person, and he said that one of these websites, which was doing well, was not really a moneymaker for them, and so it was more informational. And the other website also had information, but it was more e-commerce, and it was selling products. And so the website that was selling products wasn't doing so well. And what they wanted me to do, and this was not my idea, and I had not tested this before, but what they had asked me to do was redirect every link from the website, from the informational website, to the website that was commercial, that was mainly commercial intent. And it would have to be a page-to-page redirect, so a 301 redirect from, let's say, page A to page A. So the home page would redirect to the home page of website B that we wanted to rank. The service page would redirect to the service page of website B. And essentially what this would do is we would do a one-to-one redirect. And this had to be done across thousands of pages. There were literally a lot of pages that I had to interlink. Now, there were two challenges with this. The first being that we had to find identical pages across both websites. And this is something that he asked me to do, was to find identical pages across both websites and 301 redirect them. The second thing he asked me to do was to make sure that the ones that didn't have a match, like there were pages on page A, on website A, that didn't match website B. And so what he had asked me to do was, if I find those pages, is to redirect them to two other pages that he had mentioned. I think one was the service page, or one was the products page, products main page, and maybe the home page. And so I went ahead and did this, and this took like several weeks for us to complete. I worked on it personally. I had someone else worked on it, but I also had warned them that doing this was something I had not tested. I didn't know what would happen. I had not done something similar before, but they were willing to do a Hail Mary and just do it because it wasn't making the other website wasn't making the money. In fact, it was like going down, and they were losing money on the website. And website A, which was more informational, they were not making money off that either. So if at the end of the day everything didn't go as planned, they would not, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But this was something I had not tested. Now, as you can see from the graphs, both these websites, one of these websites was doing better than the other. The other was actually losing traffic. And so once the redirects were set up, and I also have a screenshot of how we did the Excel sheet, once the redirects were set up, website B actually began to tank even further. And so he used to email me, used to tell me, website B isn't doing so well. And website A, which was informational, had started to gradually decline too, because obviously all pages were redirecting to the other website. And to anyone that thinks that this is a silver bullet to rank, let me tell you that this is not. It took months. I think it might have taken like 6 to 8 weeks before website B began to start improving in rankings and gradually get to the point where it is right now, and the point that I had put into my screenshot when I had posted on my YouTube channel before. And I think from the time we actually did that to now, it's like 3 months, and it took us 3 months to get from point A to point B. And so this is not a silver bullet. This is a case study mainly for people who have a similar website. Now, you can do this if you don't have a similar website. or if you just go out and buy a website, and you can do this, but there are risks involved. Now, the first risk of actually doing this is Google is not going to see this as being an ethical way of passing link juice. Google might just outright just de-index both your websites. The second risk of doing this is that if you redirect to the wrong pages, or you redirect all your pages to the home page because none of the pages from website A match any of the pages from your website B, the risk of doing that is, again, you could be hit by Google for unnatural link building or unnatural SEO practices. And again, you could get slammed. The third risk of actually doing this is if you redirect the wrong URLs, like in the sense if you have HTTPS URLs on website B, but your website A has some HTTP and some HTTPS URLs, and they're not correctly canonicalized. The SEO on the main site is not correctly canonicalized. That would mean that it could also potentially tank both websites, because it could be seen as spam, it could be seen as unnatural link building. And probably the other reason why I wouldn't do this is because if you buy a website, you have no idea what the quality of that website is, just to redirect to website B. So you could just buy a low quality website that on paper looks like it's a high quality website, it's getting a lot of traffic, but it could in fact be a low quality site. You could buy that site, redirect this to your website, which is probably even not doing so well, spend all that time and money, and would actually tank website B, and obviously website A would also tank. So do this at your own peril. If you understand how it works, if you understand SEO the way I understand SEO, or you're willing to hire an expert to do this for you, it's only feasible at that point. But I wouldn't advise that you do it just because I've asked you to do it, or just because this case study proves. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you learned something. And as always, like and subscribe, leave a comment below. I also do SEO for a living, so if you're looking for someone to do SEO, do a topical map, or even do an SEO audit of your website, there's a link in the description. Click my website, go onto my website. I've also got SEO tutorials on my website. I've also got all my services on my website, so you can order directly via my website, or if you want a consultation, you can fill out the form and I'll get in touch with you, and we can set up a time and a date for a consultation. And so until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.